Welcome to linford.co.uk Get Going Guides. This session we're going to be looking at Freeway Actions and the different kinds of actions that are available within a standard setup of Freeway. The main thing with actions is that they enhance what you can do with Freeway. So they're add-ons that can create special effects for you or add features, all sorts of different other elements, e-commerce, forms to fill out, all sorts of different things on there. So apart from the basic Freeway functions we've looked at before, we can add more to it. Most of the actions are generated in Java language, and people generate these and then make them freely available for you. So the good thing about actions in Freeway is that generally you don't have to pay. There are some that you do have to pay for, but generally they're free, and the next podcast will look at how do you download and install extra actions. The main thing to look at with actions is that there are three different types of actions. The first one is ones that apply to the whole page. So page actions are actions that when you load that page, they trigger some kind of event. Now to find the actions, if you go to the page menu, you can then go down to page actions, and these are the things that will be triggered if you want. So simple ones straight off is a background sound. So if you use that, it could play a little bit of music or a little background effect sound on your page. So anything that applies to the page without people clicking on it, without them having to do anything, will generally be called a page action. You can only access these when nothing is selected on your page, so make sure you have a nice clean page to work with. Deselect, just click outside the box if you're worried about it, and then the page actions will become available. If you select something, then page actions may not actually take effect on that place. The second action type of action is called an item action. These are actions that apply to a specific item. So if we go to the item menu and go to actions, these are things that you can apply to your action. So you might want to add watermarks to images, you might want them to fade in, fade out, posterize, add a Google map, make site searches, link to different files or PDFs, make a form element, all sorts of different things for there. So the important thing is with item actions is to make sure you have the item that you want it to apply to selected. Again, if I deselect it, the actions window doesn't become available, so I can't get to any there. If I select a text element, then I get different actions. So these are actions that apply to text or fields or areas on your site other than pictures. The third type of action is an insert action. This is where there's an action where it will automatically generate a box for you, which you can then position and then control with the settings. So if you go to insert and down to actions, you might want something to generate a sitemap, and you can just click on that, or a PayPal button for an e-commerce site, or add a Google Maps or something like that. And so if you click on it, it will appear in a box which you can move around, and then you can start to control that action from there. So it automatically generates a box to put the action into, and then you can start working with it straight away. Otherwise, the other actions are you have to click on a box and then apply the action to that item. We'll look at how these actions work in later tutorials, so we'll have a particular tutorial on each action or main actions that we use, but the main thing is to select the right one at the right time. To do the setup for it, you have a window, and we have an actions window that we can look at, and when you have an action working, up come all the different kinds of settings that you can use for it. Of course, you can also, if you want, select extra actions, and you can choose your actions from within this window as well. And you can have many actions working on the same page or on the same item, so you can have all sorts of different things going at different times. So that's actions. They're very useful. Next podcast we'll look at how to download and install custom actions into your Freeway software. So find me on iTunes or on YouTube or www.linford.co.uk, and I shall see you for the next podcast.